What is going on with SoFi stock right now? Down another 3% this week, but with earnings coming in the next few days, this could prove to be an inflection point for SoFi. This is a must-watch video for SoFi investors, and I will look at why SoFi could eventually challenge and outperform the major US banks. Before we get into the video, if you find any value in this, can I ask you to smash the like button? It literally costs nothing, but it helps me out so much. I'm aiming to get 400 likes on this video. Help me hit that goal. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification if you're new so you don't miss out on any new content like this. Not a financial advisor, this is not financial advice, so always do your own due diligence. Now there's a lot to discuss. First of all, what is SoFi and how is SoFi different from normal commercial banks? So SoFi is a fintech that offers a range of lending and wealth management services. The company primarily caters to early stage professionals and offers variable and fixed rate parent, personal, and MBA loans, mortgage refinancing, and more. They create modern financial products and services that help people borrow, save, spend, invest, and protect their money better so they can achieve financial independence and realize their ambitions. So SoFi is a fintech company that is positioning itself as a one-stop shop for all your personal finances. And fintech is one of the most promising megatrends which will disrupt the way we go about obtaining financial services. So considering the promising fintech industry's prospects, together with SoFi's strong execution, I think that the company is poised to become a notable player in the evolving banking industry. SoFi stock is considered by many as a strong buy because the stock looks deeply undervalued from the forward PE perspective and when compared with other fintech companies. So as I said a moment ago, if you've not been following the company over the past few months, you might think that the stock is dropping because the business is doing badly, but this is not the case. When we look at the most recent investors presentation, this presents a very different picture of the company. In fact, this is a company that is doing extremely well with regards to almost every sector of the business. New member additions have increased every single quarter, and so too has new product additions, which is increasing at a rate of 41% quarter over quarter. And if you consider the effect of year-over-year compound growth, you will see that in just the last quarter alone, there was 695,000 new products, which is close to the entire full year 2020 growth rate. So in real terms, the company is growing now per quarter what it used to grow in an entire year. But this is also very important from another perspective. They have a lot of new members, but they also have a lot of new products that they can provide to their members, which gives SoFi the opportunity to cross-sell its products. Now this has a lot of benefits. Like they can cross-sell products to existing customers, which means they achieve additional revenue without spending a cent in additional costs. So just think about this from a fundamental point of view and a financial point of view. In very simple terms, revenue goes up while costs come down. This is exactly what you want to see in any business, not just in banking, not just in SoFi. Any business that can increase its revenue while decreasing its costs is onto a winner, which is why its lending and financial service products are all up too. The company has posted their best returns to date. On the financial side, things are just as impressive, with the quarterly adjusted net revenue increasing every single quarter. But then look at the adjusted EBITDA, where there is an incredible improvement. Going back only 2 years ago, this was $9. However, in the most recent quarter, we have $181 million. Is SoFi being manipulated? And a better question is, by who? So many of you have commented on my other videos saying that SoFi is being manipulated, but no one is actually saying who they think is manipulating the stock. So who do you think is manipulating SoFi? And are they manipulating other stocks too? Leave a comment below. As a SoFi investor and as a viewer of this channel, I want to know your thoughts on this. Could SoFi become the next JP Morgan Chase? SoFi has been growing at a rapid pace in recent years and still has excellent momentum. Despite the rapid growth, SoFi is nowhere near the size of the largest banks in the industry, and if SoFi continues its impressive trajectory, it could be several times its current size within a decade. Now, something that many investors such as Warren Buffett or Charlie Munger have spoken about many times is the power of compounding growth. And we've already seen how SoFi's growth each quarter now is so much more than it used to be just a few years ago. So keep that in mind for just a moment. SoFi has grown rapidly, but it's important to realize just how small it still is. Since the beginning of 2020, its customer base has grown from less than 1.1 million to over 7.5 million. Its Galileo fintech platform has nearly quintupled in size, and overall revenue has climbed from 600 million in 2020 to over 2 billion in 2023. Now, how big could this get? Could SoFi realistically become one of the largest US banks eventually if it continues to lure customers away from traditional banks? And this is a very good question. So when we look at this and we look at the numbers, the certain metrics that are being used here, a few things stand out massively. One of these numbers is massively important and completely wrong. But look at SoFi. SoFi has less than 1/10 the number of customers that JP Morgan has and has total assets of less than 1%. So in other words, SoFi could grow 100 times bigger than it is now, a full 100 times bigger than it is, and it would still not be as big as JP Morgan. So what does that tell you? Well, it tells me that there is massive growth potential, and SoFi is only scratching the surface of what is possible in this industry. Having said that, the numbers do show some key advantages for SoFi too. For one thing, because of the high interest nature of its loan business, which primarily consists of personal loans, SoFi has a net interest margin that's more than double JP Morgan Chase. So JP Morgan's net income is about 5 times SoFi's entire market capitalization, which is crazy. But the net income figure here is very misleading. It's so misleading that I just have to call it out as being wrong. So this is the most recent published earnings report for SoFi, and we can see that the net loss figure here is of course $300 million. But look just above this. We have a goodwill impairment of 247 million, meaning that 80%, actually more than 80% of SoFi's net loss is down to an accounting adjustment. SoFi turned profitable in the most recent quarter, and we will not see another goodwill impairment like this again. SoFi has truly turned the corner in recent months, and it is beginning to show. When we look at any part of the business, and I do mean any part of the business, we see massive improvements. We can see improvements everywhere except for the share price. Now, I've made a whole detailed video looking at this earnings report and what everything means. So if you are in any doubt at all about SoFi or about the potential, about the earnings potential, or about the potential of the company in general, then check out the video. It's in the first link below. This is a must-watch video for any serious SoFi investor. But I do have one more thing to say about this. When we look at the true potential of SoFi, SoFi has a much faster revenue growth than traditional banks. And SoFi doesn't have the cost structure associated with maintaining and staffing about 4,700 physical branches. JP Morgan Chase operates a massive investment banking business and has a wealth of management business with a staggering $5 trillion in client assets. SoFi doesn't do any of these but Galileo, that provides the banking infrastructure for tens of millions of financial products for its clients. Now, I've spoken about this earlier in the video, about the cross-selling of products. As SoFi grows over time, they will be able to offer more and more business products to its customers. Customers that they have for one product will become customers of other products too. This is how big banks like JP Morgan have 10 times the number of customers, but have hundreds of times the total assets and revenue. If ever there was a way to highlight the actual potential of SoFi, this is it. They have only just scratched the surface. SoFi's next earnings report is due on April 29th. If you want to see an earnings preview video where I discuss what will happen, then drop a comment below. If anyone remembers back to my last SoFi earnings predictions in January, I called out an options play that made viewers over 100% return in just one day. So if this is something that you would like to see, then like, subscribe, and comment. Now, if you're still watching right now, then congratulations. I will be doing a giveaway on the channel in the coming weeks, so make sure to comment. More details on that in the coming weeks. And make sure to check out that SoFi financial analysis, which is the first link down below. If you've enjoyed this video, follow me on Twitter. All links are in the